here's Brody Brazil.
To properly update you on what's happening with the Kansas City Royals jersey situation, I actually need to begin back in time during spring training when everybody noticed, hey, the letters on the back of their jerseys look like the old font and size and proportion, and especially compared to other teams they were playing like the Los Angeles Angels. It's the newer, smaller font, which just doesn't still look right for most teams on their back. But the Royals kind of were the exception to this. And look at them compared to everybody else. The old size and proportions, it was quite clear when you see them side by side. They had figured something out. So wait, was this just us thinking it? Was this an optical illusion? It was not. Paul Lucas from the website UniWatch covered this back in February. He said, quote, "But was Royals first baseman Josh Lester's full-size lettering an aberration? No, it was a team-wide thing. And just to be clear, the Royals were definitely wearing the new template jerseys, right? The Fanatics and Nike new modified jerseys, complete with that lower MLB logo on the back. They just used the full-size lettering anyway. I wanted to know more, so I got in touch with the Royals VP of Communications, Sam Mellinger. Quote, "I was wondering when somebody would notice," Mellinger told Paul Lucas of UniWatch. "I was expecting it to be our beat writer, but you, Paul, makes sense as well." So how did they get to do the bigger lettering for spring training? Well, the Royals liked the new uniforms, but felt strongly about maintaining their full-size lettering as a way for fans to connect with the team's players. So they worked with Nike and MLB to make that possible. The Royals were the exception to the new font and new size of lettering of names on the back. This was not a case of teams being presented with any choice of lettering sizes. There was no choice at all. Everyone was supposed to get the smaller letters. The Royals essentially got a waiver because they lobbied hard for it. Congratulations to them. So how did they do this? This is Lucas saying, "I felt like an idiot asking Mellinger this question, but it seemed necessary. Nike and MLB are saying that the smaller lettering makes the jersey lighter. So are the Royals concerned about being at a competitive disadvantage because of the larger, old-school, heavier lettering?" I'm sure you'll be stunned to learn that Mellinger said, quote, "No," in response to Paul Lucas. So everything made sense for spring training, but the regular season of Royals baseball has started across the last several days, and look at Garcia's name on the back. It certainly does not have the same proportions as Wright does, Kyle Wright's does, on the back of his jersey. The Royals had got away from the trend of what everybody else was doing. They were keeping it old school. They were keeping it right and real. And now all of a sudden, the regular season has rolled around and their names are small, just like everybody else. So we get more reporting, this time from the Kansas City Star. The Royals declined comment on why they had switched to the new smaller lettering that everybody else has, directing the media's questions to Major League Baseball. The Royals essentially saying, "We can't talk to you about this. We don't have the answer. We'll let Major League Baseball give you the answer." Well, when the Kansas City Star reached out to the league, a league spokesman said the lettering on the Royals uniform had been updated. So it is true. The name on the back has been updated, so there is, quote, consistency with other Major League Baseball teams. What are we doing here? The Royals went against the trend. They figured it out. They did what a lot of fans and their players were probably asking for, and then they got, caught? I mean, so here are my takeaways, beginning with this. The Royals got the approval that they needed for change. Their team spokesperson said it. Yeah, the league let us do it. We lobbied hard for it. They let us do it. This is what our players want. Cool. Then it obviously got reversed without a real level of detail of information. Consistency among the teams, or is it cost? It costs more to make these Royals jerseys because they're a little bit different than the template for everybody else. Or is Major League Baseball simply trying to say, hey, everybody's going to get what they're going to get. You get what you get and you don't complain. Is it that? Is it cost or complaints? Why does it have to be consistent? There's nothing else consistent on the front or down the buttons or the shoulders of any jersey across baseball. No two jerseys in baseball per teams are the same. There are similarities, but why can't a team have just a little bit bigger letters on the back for their names? Does this also say that teams don't actually get the final say of their on-field look? I mean, if the Royals go to baseball and say, this is what we're going to wear, this is the team-issued look, this is what we want to come across with, baseball's there to say, no, you can't do that. Because Nike and Fanatics and anybody else, this is what they're going to do, so we need you to change. Clearly, the Royals took their position, and their position has been taken away from them. And to be clear, I've made videos questioning the fabrication of these jerseys that Nike designed, that Fanatics was tasked with constructing and fabricating. This has nothing to do at this point with Nike and Fanatics, because clearly Nike and Fanatics was asked to do something different by the Royals, make bigger letters. They did, and it looked good. They looked a lot more normal in spring training. And now we're back to the smaller size. This one is on MLB. MLB's the one to say, we need consistency. We need all our teams doing the same thing and listening to us. And that's what this is all about. This is not Fanatics. This is not Major League Nike, excuse me. This is Major League Baseball with the rule, with the directive, whatever exactly has happened here. And we won't know, right? Nobody's going to be entirely transparent. We do know that the Royals got away from it, and now they've been forced right back into it. And I hate to say it, but that is a literal huge difference between Garcia and Wright and the readability and the font on the back. Same font. I should stop saying that. It's not the font difference. It's just the size difference and the proportion difference. And I still think like there's way too much space between the word Wright and even the arching of Wright. It's more of like a rainbow than kind of an arch from shoulder to shoulder. But there's too much space between Wright's name and the number 30, and that Batterman logo should be a little bit higher like it used to be. I don't know why this is so easy for me to figure out, and most fans I know will sit there and agree with me, but Major League Baseball can't figure this stuff out. The Garcia part actually looks a little bit better. The proportions look better there, but the name is hard to read. If you're watching on television, maybe this doesn't make a difference, but if you're actually at a game, from a distance, there's a reason why the letters are that big on the back. So if you're halfway up the first deck, or if you're 2/3 of the way back in the second deck, so you can read Garcia's name on his back. Wright's you clearly can. Those couple extra inches and the way it's shaped make a difference. I don't know why baseball is fighting this so hard, even though the Royals already tried to end the fight. So you made it here to the end of this video. You know I appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. That'll greatly help me and this video succeed as well as this channel. And on that note, if you've never seen me before or seen this channel before, that's awesome. I'm glad you found me, but do me a favor before you go, before this video ends, go down there and hit that subscribe button so I can definitely see you back here next time.